Hello out there to everyone in space. Gabby here with a new episode, but in a different series than my other series set in the Star Citizenverse, with those episodes airing every Thursday at noon Eastern on YouTube, and these Starfield episodes airing every Saturday at noon Eastern. We are glad to welcome citizens from the Starfield Universe who, like everyone else across every gaming universe, has problems that they would like advice from the galactically known Gabby. And so we are more than happy to help out our distant gaming family. Please enjoy the show. Well, this week we finally have a Dear Gabby update since one of our writers has reached out with an update, so that's exciting news, Trumbull. How are things with you?
I am doing well, except I woke up this morning with what feels like a crick in my neck. I planned on heading over to the clinic after the show, but other than that, yes, I was very pleased to see we had someone write back, and I actually got another letter right before the show, so it looks like we already have an update for the next show as well.
Sorry about your neck, Trumbull. How old are you now?
I just turned 28 a few months back.
28? Oh, you're still a baby, Trumbull. I'm sure you probably just slept on it wrong or something. When you get to be my age, a sore neck can pretty much wreck your whole week, and I swear I cannot stand up without hearing an entire symphony of joints popping. But this show is not about the many creaks and squeaks of Gabby. This is about listening to people and their difficulties. So let's get to it right after today's sponsor. Hey Trumbull, you want to know what every Frontier outpost needs?
Clean drinking water?
Well, besides that, no, Trumbull, I was referring to today's sponsor, Shepherd's General Store, located on Aquila in the Cheyenne system. Shepherd's General Store has most of the items anyone out and about will need. With its rustic yet charming exterior and interior, you will find many items on the shelves, or just ask Emerson Shepherd, the owner, if he's got something you need that might be in the back. Odds are he does, or he will soon. Whether you need arms or ammo for the many dangers you will encounter out in the wild, or perhaps you just need some cooking supplies like butter, milk, or chicken, Shepherd's has you covered, and the prices are fair too. Perhaps you have some items to offload. Shepherd's can also accommodate and is willing to buy many items, assuming they aren't stolen. So the next time you are in Aquila, stop on by and say hi to the personable Emerson Shepherd and restock up on all of your needs, including clean drinking water. Our first writer tonight is someone showing us that you are never too old to get out there and live out your dreams. And she writes, Dear Gabby in Space, I'm not sure if we are close in age, but I am in my golden years, and after my husband passed, I decided to pick up and voyage among the stars. I have a modest-sized ship with all of the amenities I could ever need, and I enjoy just being out and about in the verse. I know it's not considered a safe thing to do for someone at my age to be out on their own traveling around space, but I can't help it. I've always wanted to live in space, and I figured why not spend my remaining years amongst the stars. Now, where many might disagree with my adventuring spirit is that I enjoy cooking, and I often invite travelers I run across to come on in and sit for a spell and have a home-cooked meal instead of living off of those blasted chunks things. That ain't real food, no matter what the commercials say. They are unnatural and not what supper is meant to be. Anyway, that is what I wanted to say. I've enjoyed listening to your show to keep me company and have been listening to your other episodes from your neck of the galaxy, which I have to say sounds very intriguing. I hope to make it there someday. Anyway, thanks for keeping an old gal company, and for anyone listening, if you see Grandma out in space and she invites you in for a meal, hop on over. All are welcome. Signed, Grandma in Space. Dear Grandma in Space, I have to say it's nice to hear of someone in their golden years going out and showing everyone that life is about living and that it's never too late to do something you've always dreamed of doing. I will certainly not lecture you on the finer points of security and safety, as you do not live to be in your later years without knowing a thing or two about staying alive, and perhaps your influence on others can help change some hearts and minds. Many times space travel can run into the same old tropes of adventurers or pirates or people just too darn busy to sit down and enjoy some human time together. And I imagine that unless you just run into someone who is just purely evil-natured, that you will probably shock people enough with your hospitality that they might just see you for what you are and appreciate it. I wish you luck out there, and do check in with us from time to time to let us know of the many interesting people you are bound to run into. Our next writer is a professional IT member who writes to us, "Dear Gabby in Space, I'm a data security engineer for a pretty high-profile station, and I just wanted to give a public service announcement to those who visit stations or planets that they are unfamiliar with. Ignorance of a law or regulation does not make you innocent. I cannot tell you how many travelers come through who have not wiped their databanks or fail scans because they are simply not aware of what's legal or not in a given system. For gosh darn sake, there are broadcasts to your ship's computers that, when set up properly, will keep you from ending up being detained upon landing. Some systems are not okay with carrying certain species of animals or having certain types of holo recordings or images on your ship's databanks, if you catch my drift. I will not go into specifics here, although how this one lady thought having a ship full of longhorns was not a big deal is beyond me. She kept saying, "But they're so pretty." But please, for the love of all things holy, stop arriving without first taking the proper precautions. But hey, it's no skin off my teeth. I get paid tons of money to sit here in my server room running scans, but I get paid whether you are apprehended or not, so that's on you. Signed, Contraband's Not Cool. Dear Contraband's Not Cool, thank you for your message of warning. We here in the Star Citizen universe have similar laws that vary depending on where you go, and so this is good advice no matter where you're traveling. I am not quite sure what a longhorn is. In our galaxy, a longhorn is a type of bovine, but I'll assume yours are different and not to be trifled with. Animal species in particular are usually one of those things that many travelers simply do not consider to be illegal for whatever reason. And so even out where we are, it's not uncommon to see a news story pop up about some strange species being detained. I bet you have many stories about such events, so feel free to write in anytime and let us know of some of the crazy things you witness. Thanks for writing in. It's now time for a Dear Gabby update, and we do have our very first update from our first episode, who comes from Worst Adult Child Ever, and he writes back, "Dear Gabby in Space, you were dead on the nose with the only child guess. Because of that, you made me think that I was perhaps too rash with my letter, and I've tried to put myself in their shoes. I've gone to visit them again, and then my dad hits me with this crazy news that made me feel terrible. My dad likes to play poker with some buddies, and well, he actually won, and won big. He had the hand of a lifetime, and to listen to him tell the story, it was nice to hear him get so excited. Anyway, he won a ship, and then gifted it to me. I told him to sell it for the money, but he insisted that I needed it since I am out and about traveling the stars. I feel like a galaxy-class heel. Anyway, I have done like you said and had them help with planet-side errands and to pick up things here and there, and I also told them it was cool if they ever wanted to head over to my job to check up on things if they do not hear from me, just so they don't worry. Anyway, thank you for the helpful advice, and you have a fan for life." Thank you, Worst Adult Child Ever. I'm so glad things have gotten better, and congrats to your dad for having an epic poker hand. Gabby is no stranger to doing some gambling herself, and although I have not won an entire ship before, I have won some fancy 890 jump vacations with all expenses paid, which is just a fancy yacht in our galaxy. Anyway, thanks for sharing, and hope your parents are both well. Take care. That is all for this week's show. It was a good show, and I'm enjoying hearing from our Starfield fans. Tune in next week, and until then, I hope you all stay safe out there in whatever verse you live in. Me and Trumbull wish you all well. Thank you for watching. Say goodnight, Trumbull.
Good night, Trumbull.